Hello. Uh, we're going to talk about road play, and this week is slightly different because we had two screenings for this film, and we also uh, tested out sync play for the first time. So it was sort of a new experience for all of us. And Roar is not a serious film at all, so we all had fun with it, making fun of the film and all of that. So yeah, we can go around talk about the film. Um, Gaurav, I think you've been waiting for 2 weeks for this day now. So let's start with you. What did you think of the film? First reaction, just a quick overview of what you thought of the film. Gaurav, I think Gaurav is not here. Jeffrey, you want to go since you're unmuted?
Okay. Oh, yeah, it was insane. I think watching it in the crowd helped. I mean, watching with you all helped make
Yeah,
it that much
yes.
better.
Yesterday was
Because
crazy.
yeah, I tried watching this movie alone once, and it I couldn't get like. I mean, I was literally cringing. I have a very queasy thing with what do you call these things in general, like films of this
Uh-huh.
nature.
Yeah.
So I was already my my teeth was already clenched in the first like within the first 10-15 minutes itself. But yeah, I found it surprisingly enjoyable. There was, I mean, like filmmaking wise, it I mean, okay, despite, I mean, apart from the production issues involved with the film, which is like, strictly a behind the scenes affair, the film itself was actually surprisingly very coherent. Uh, like, given all the, the infamous things about the film, I went in expecting a worse, uh, something worse.
Yeah,
And I,
correct. And
and
completely
yeah, it was,
bombed at the box office.
yeah,
Made
and
no money.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, zero money or like,
Hmm.
but I was like, I mean, hats off to the camera guy, like the DOP and the actors too for somehow being so on point despite the
Yeah, was
challenges involved.
the DOP got his head scalp pulled off. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
mentioning last night.
yeah. I looked it up after the movie and I saw. Unfortunately, there were pictures too
Oh my god.
of his scalp after the accident.
So you said
So
Jan de Bont is involved with what other famous movies?
he's well known for action movies like Speed and I think he's all. I know he's done Speed and I think he's also done one of the Die Hard movies. I
As
may
a
be wrong
director
with it.
or
As a cinematographer, as a
cinematographer?
DOP.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Die
because
Hard is John McTiernan. Correct.
Yeah, he did. He was the DOP for one of the major 80s movies. That's not Speed. I'm
Uh-huh.
failing to remember it right now. But yeah, like what? I mean, forget about that. In this film, he had such like some of the tracking shots is so well done. I wouldn't have like uh I mean that's just it's amazing. Like I mean the ambition. I mean I don't know. I have to some. I mean I know as crazy as it sounds, you have to respect the ambition that they have here for getting it right. I mean it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. But I also somehow admire it from from afar. Uh, but yeah, like towards the end, the film just went all like uh, the especially the ending. I have a lot of apprehensions about the ending, but I think it also served a purpose. The spectacle. I felt the spectacle and the text. The film itself was trying to tell two different things, and that's what made it for a really fun watch. Like that was like the cherry on top for me. So yeah, I'll hand it over to you guys.
Okay. Who wants to go next? Kritik, you want to go?
Yeah, I was really shocked by this movie, and I was genuinely worried for most of the time.
You were a little
And
skeptical going in, right? Like, what are these guys doing? Why is this film in the curation?
I wasn't skeptical.
Okay.
Like I was surprised. Definitely, I didn't expect
Yeah.
what do you say, a cult film or something to come up here.
Hmm.
But I was aware of this film's reputation and I'd seen a couple
Hmm.
of clips from it. But still, watching it is it's still crazy. Yeah? You get hour and a half of really uh, crazy animal antics, and then the last 15 minutes they try to add some cute scenes, and it just I really don't know what they were thinking when they were making this. And I had a wrong impression of this actually initially. I thought the director Noel Marshall like kind of forced his family to do this entire thing, but it turns out that his entire family is as delusional as him.
I really don't know much about the behind the scenes stuff, so maybe we'll hear about it as the discussion comes along. But but yeah, what Jeffrey was saying kind of rings true that yeah, it's a cult film and yeah, it's completely insane. But at the end, what we all saw together, this 1.5 hour film, it still holds up as an entertaining film. There's no story or anything, but it's it delivers what it promises, which is a thrill ride with untrained lions, as they say.
The elephants also were really
Yeah,
pretty
I really
frightening.
loved
They were angry as hell.
the
And
the boat wrecking scene.
yeah, it starts kicking the boat after it's destroyed it too. And I
Yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
I don't know if this was a like what do you call a dummy, or whether the actress was actually inside the barrel when the elephant lifted it and threw it when they were in the river.
Oh yeah, no, that's a dummy. It's not a real
Okay,
actor bouncing around.
because I already had seen them jumping in barrels, and I was like, I don't know when the movies how irresponsible the filmmakers are in this movie.
Yeah, with this one you gotta question it. You're right. Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for now, at least.
Gaurav, are you back? Gaurav, I think he's not here. Mohammed, you wanna go and then
Um,
yeah.
I couldn't finish the whole movie, but
Okay.
first I think 40 minutes I have able to cover it. But as Jeffrey and Kritik have said, it was like nail biting, dangerously intimidating. When I was watching it, means I had never thought such a movie can be made. It requires great courage to be among those wild cats and wild animal. And really, I don't know how they succeeded in capturing those. Means making a movie out of such chaos and wilderness. I'm still in a shock state, to be frank. So, but yeah, the 40 minutes itself had made me thinking that wow, this is something beyond human capability. Uh, though they are trained animals,
They are not trained.
not trained. Okay,
No, none
that
of the animals are trained. It's all real wild animals.
okay, that adds to my uh, narrative that it's really dangerous movie. Though they have made it for entertainment, still watching it, it's really though comical, but I could feel that that when those animal are going to eat him, every time the first part I saw, he was the Torga tried to attack him and there was bleeding through his hand. I thought that yeah, now the cats have tasted his blood, now they will devour him on the spot. um, but thankfully it didn't happen. But yeah, I am curious to know how they succeeded in making such a film. And uh, that's marvelous that with these animals. Overall, it's unbelievable that such a movie can be made. But yeah, again, thanks to the uh, members who selected this movie that uh, I came across such a movie. Genuinely intimidating, though entertaining, but yeah, still, when I think about those scenes, it's really intimidating. And yeah, Vivek, that's all from my end.
Yeah, the only reason we picked it is because yesterday's movie, right, La Cuatro Volte, it's so serious and requires so much participation. So we thought we'll give the audience a break by giving a fun movie in the curation. And I think you and Kritik last month had some suggestion that try to bring more fun movies or less serious movies. So keeping that in mind, I thought this might be a good change of
Yeah,
pace
yeah,
from.
it's a good addition to the curated list. Yeah, that brings the varietiness in our list. Yeah,
uh,
thanks
okay,
overall that you have included this movie. First of all,
thanks, Mohammed. I know you're not feeling well, but I'm very happy that you could come to the discussion.
yeah, I always love being here.
Gaurav, are you back? Gaurav, okay. Kaivalya, you want to go next?
So this is a project that you love very much, but you definitely don't want to be part of it. That's one takeaway from me.
I
And
remember you were saying yesterday, it's a good
yeah,
film, but
and
I will not act in a film like this.
yeah,
But
and I really like the music of this. Yeah, I
but a
really
film like this will never be made, to be honest, ever.
I
yeah.
It's
agree,
not
totally
possible.
agree.
Not possible.
Hello?
Kaivalya, what happened?
No, I was like done. Like that's about it. I
Oh, okay,
love the
okay.
music, and I would not participate in such a movie. I
Okay,
mean, I will not even participate in Big Boss, but this is like next level shit in comparison to this. Now I think I can actually participate in Big Boss if opportunity came.
Gaurav, since you're back, we're
Yeah,
just
actually,
talking about first reaction, what you thought of the film, that kind of thing. Just a short answer for.
I think the soundtrack was pretty amazing. The starting, it had me glued. Hello?
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah,
what did
I
you think
really,
of the film
I
overall?
okay, overall, like the film is raw, man. I can't imagine someone like you are having bath with a lions, bunch of lions. You got jaguar, tigers, whatnot, species of cats in an apartment living comfortably. Literally got me like I knew okay I'm watching it for the first time and this is something that I'm going to watch it for the last time. Like this is it. Just like somebody said, yeah, I'm never going to see something like that again. It won't be like remade. So amazing.
Okay, Aruna, are you there?
Yep.
I think you might have been slightly disappointed that an art house club is showing cult nonsense like this.
No, man, this was fun. This was fun.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's good to have fun.
yeah, yeah. And the
This is-
midnight screening was a lot of fun. Like,
yeah,
everybody's trashing the movie non-stop on set. It's good.
yeah.
Like
It's
some
just
people
like
didn't like the film.
No, I think everybody liked the film, right? Is there anyone who did not like it?
I wouldn't think so. Everyone would at least some like some part of it, if not the whole.
Yeah, yeah. It's an
Okay,
enjoyable film.
It
yeah,
fits into that
it was
throwback. It's good.
it was really crazy for me to think the whole family that they came from they came into that African part, right? They all were jumping from that apartment. Like they were just jumping into the water. Right? Somebody flew from a motorbike, right? I just like those things also. I was just waiting, like who is going to jump next off the roof?
It's seriously the craziest thing I've ever seen. My God, when I had very little idea going into it. I mean, I knew that Tippi Hedren was involved in something like this after Birds from her autobiography, which is infamous for her revelations around Hitchcock and all that.
But seriously, I had no idea what I was going into. Then after it, when you start reading more about the film, gathering more information about the making, the backstories, and everything, it gets even more crazier.
Okay, I was just wondering, has there been any killings? Like somebody was killed during the shootings or something? The
It's
animal hunted.
amazing that nobody got killed.
Oh my God! Like literally for real?
Yeah, the worst thing that happened was the cinematographer got scalped and got 200 stitches.
Had you seen this film before, or last night was the introduction?
No, just last night was the first time. I just
Oh,
heard about it in passing. I didn't even know details
Like,
about the film. So while
I'll tell
watching it,
you.
I was yeah.
Yeah, you tell please.
Yeah, I was just saying that while watching, I mean, first thought what came into my mind was how much have they paid these actors? Why are they doing this? What is the incentive?
that's his real family, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I came to know after
Okay,
watching
that
it.
is the real family of the actor?
Yes, yes.
It's a home production, home movie.
Okay, the
It's a home
daughter,
movie,
the
of course.
son,
Yeah,
everything for real?
yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah,
Okay.
the daughter got her face cut. She had to go through facial reconstruction surgery
yeah, yeah.
because of that scene.
Like
That was
no current actor would take that kind of
legitimately,
risk.
yeah, that scene I found legitimately disturbing because like the what do you call everyone is suddenly worried. Everyone the stakes are too real in
Mm.
that one scene. I mean, not that the stakes aren't real in the rest of the movie, but I felt the tone. There was like a tonal switch there. So
So since this film is like so weird and out of left field, and it's not really an art house film by any stretch of the definition, so there's not much to discuss regarding what the film is about and all that. So let's do an experiment where all of us can unmute their mics and yeah, just have a conversation, because I think some of you know a little more about the production, and maybe you can share some details and so on. Jeff, I think were you the one who said like this reminds me of how modern blockbusters are not the same or something?
it was Vishal, but I agreed with him immediately. I think on the chat I
Vishal
was
didn't
like,
come
yeah.
yesterday.
Oh, sorry, Vish, whoever Vish
Vish,
was. Yeah, my
yeah,
bad. I assumed it was Vishal.
Yeah,
Uh,
Vishwa Chala. If you're watching this on YouTube, we are wondering why you're not here.
shout out. Yeah,
Yeah, no pressure.
yeah. So I think I'll start with a little anecdote. Like, uh, so so for me it resonated hard because I had just watched a couple of blockbusters the weekend before. Uh, like I watched Dune and Shang-Chi recently. Like Shang-Chi, I was excited for because of the similar thing, action sequences and whatnot. But both of them fell flat for me because of similar reasons. Like I didn't feel the stakes in it. So to watch a film like this and get more entertainment value from this than I did from those two movies, it kept me wondering last night, like what are we missing from our blockbusters? Because I could apply the same, like if not for Roar, I could apply the same thing to Jaws also, which was like the first blockbuster ever, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, it was. I mean, it's. I can't. I don't know if it's the acting or if it's the action or uh, was it the whole dynamics, like the plot situations, the set pieces. Like I couldn't keep I couldn't pick I couldn't pick what was wrong. Like was it the VFX also? Like the over.
There's no VFX.
No. I meant in our current
Oh, okay, okay.
scenario. Like I felt sometimes I feel the VFX takes away. Like the VFX holds no weight. Uh,
See,
in the Marvel movies, for example. I mean, I'm not dismissing the whole thing. Uh,
yeah,
like
I'll give you
it's
some
not how
perspective
it feels, right?
why VFX like gets so much flack on these films. So
Yeah,
in the end, the VFX is a, what do you call, a vendor, right? So
yeah,
the story is made by the writers and the directors. If they say, "Hey, make us a volcano with robots destroying it," we gotta do it. There's no chance. There's no room for discussion. We can't give story inputs. We don't have that authority. What used to happen in the 90s when digital effects were, "Hey, Vish, hello."
Sorry.
No, Wish Chala. He just joined. We were waiting for
I
him.
will. Yeah.
Glad he's here.
Hey, I was on a call, so I was
Okay.
like, maybe I shouldn't join, but then I heard the shout out, so
Yeah, it's just. I'm glad you heard that and came in. So yeah, I was just talking about VFX, and then I'll hand over the stage to you. So yeah, so back then there was so much uncertainty whether a scene is even possible or not. But I'm talking about Terminator, Aliens, that
Yeah.
era. So the VFX people used to be a part of the pre-production. Pre-production in the sense like the story stage itself. They
Hmm.
would sit down with the VFX people and figure out like in today's technology what can we do, and within
Yeah.
those confines they would form a story.
Yeah, the set pieces. Yeah, like
And
the major action
yeah,
beats.
so the VFX scenes of that era were designed to hide all the limitations of that technology of that era. Now,
Hmm.
what is happening is we still have some limitations with VFX, but
Hmm.
because there's so many VFX companies now in the world, and because there's so many VFX artists in the world, the people who work in VFX are afraid to say no. They're
Right.
afraid to go tell the director, sorry sir, but I don't think this is the right choice. It may not look the best in the final film, because if you do that, if you say no, somebody else will say yes and they'll get the job. So that is one. And Marvel specifically, I know from the inside that they keep doing revisions until like maybe a a couple weeks before the premiere.
Right. Yeah. Then
They,
that explains a lot. Uh,
they keep,
I.
yeah. So
Yeah.
anything can be changed at any time. The entire design of a costume can be updated maybe 1 month before the premiere.
Hmm.
So it's not an ideal situation for anyone. And VFX people, obviously they want to do good work, right? But given the circumstances, the best they can do within the time and within the amount of changes that they have to offer is what you see
Yeah.
on screen.
Yeah. Also, the rendering time and everything. It'll be hard
Hmm.
to, like do this within a shot. It would be hard to improvise
See,
on that end.
earlier we could have done that. That we used to say that, see, on average we need X amount of time to render this scene, so you can't make changes after this date.
Hmm.
There used to be stipulations like that, but now you can't do that because with cloud rendering, Amazon Web Services or Google this, you can just rent 1,000 more
Super.
servers and
Yeah.
get it done. So
Okay.
now obviously there is still some limitation, but it's not as severe as it used to be. So
Okay.
so yeah,
Yeah.
I
Because
mean VFX. I mean, yeah, the VFX doesn't look good for many movies. I understand, but
hmm,
yeah, well, what is asked for has to be delivered.
really.
Mhm.
I think it's more like, I mean, so it's about stakes to a certain extent, right? I mean, when say, I don't think the characters would emote this much or this intensely with a if it were a CGI line or a CGI monster in the other, like in the shot. Or even with I felt there were a lot more creative shots in this film than we would see if this film were made using VFX assets,
Hmm.
right?
Right. That
So somehow,
happens.
like, yeah, so the DOP would, like, I mean, the very way, the very approach of the DOP on structuring the shots would be different. I don't think we would see a barrel. I don't think we would see a scene like the barrel shot or the jumping. I mean, the tigers in the waters or something
Hmm.
like that today. And I
Yeah.
I miss that I miss that sort of DIY ness, like the do-it-yourself approach of that. I mean, I'm not saying cast the production should rent real lines and put themselves in danger over these things, but there is that sense of realism and texture that I miss from movies like Jaws or Exorcist or whatever, like movies of that back in those days. So this just reminded me of that.
So, did you like the new Lion King by Disney?
I hated the new Lion King. I didn't bother watching it. I saw some scenes on YouTube and it immediately turned me off.
I too
Uh,
haven't seen it.
You're not missing anything. The cartoon is way better.
yeah, I mean, even I had the same problem with Jungle Book, but I heard that Jungle Book was pretty good. It stood out from the whole the animation thing.
It's
But
mediocre, which is
yeah,
better than bad. So that's what it is.
But
yeah.
what I hated in the Lion King, na? Hello.
Yeah. Go on.
Do you remember this song which goes like not Hakuna Matata but something else where he's going roaming, okay, and they line up the animals in a row, okay.
Yeah. I can't wait to be king, right? I just can't wait to be.
Right. And in the animation one, it's so amazing and perfect. Whereas in this feature film or whatever you call it, and they kind of messed it up. I didn't like that one.
Yeah,
I also saw some clips only.
Yeah, in the
yeah,
cartoon, it goes into a surreal dimension, but in the film, it retains the realism look. But Vish, since you've just joined, maybe you could give us your first reaction, and then we'll open up the room for any conversation that comes up.
Yeah, I mean, first reaction, I thought this is one of those movies where you're kind of either just like shocked that like what's happening, someone actually did it, or you're grinning because it's like just so bonkers that like you're like, oh, I'm glad somebody did it so I can enjoy it now. It kind of reminded me of like the way that I felt when I was watching Uncut Gems and the
yes,
Ray.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, just like this is so surreal, but I'm enjoying every part of it.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Um,
yeah. Uncut Gems comparison like nails it. I think I'm with Vish there. I haven't been so what do you call involved with the film in years. Like involved in the sense like engaged in these or tensed. Uh, so
Uh, have you guys seen Bakurao?
uh
Portuguese film?
no, no, I haven't.
No,
Yeah, lovely
None
film.
has. It's pretty
no,
amazing film.
I haven't seen it.
No,
I don't
I've
know.
heard of it though. How was it?
It's on
Amazing,
movie.
Fantastic. It's
like
fantastic.
Yeah,
Everyone should see it.
yeah, somebody has seen it, na?
I don't
Bakura?
know if I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
What about this film? What is?
Yeah, can you tell us more? Like, what's it
So,
about?
A
so
village filled with murderers. Not really.
it's been on my like to watch list, but I haven't gotten around to it. There, from the trailer, I remember there was a lot of blood, very Tarantino, but like more realistic.
Okay. Okay, I'll check it. I've seen it mentioned on Mubi a lot. Like it was streaming on Mubi for a while, but I'll check it out.
So some of you guys looked into the background of this film and the making of the film and all that. So maybe we can talk about that a little bit. Who was it? Jeff, was it you, or Aruna, was that you that you're
yeah,
talking
I
about the
kind of read
background?
up a bit. Yep. So first thing is, this is all shot in California. This is not Africa.
Why
No
do they tag
Tanzania,
the
no
Kenyan
Kenya.
food?
How did they get the tribe thing?
Sorry, how did they?
Got the tribe thing. I mean,
Yeah,
the
couple
movie
of
They,
begins.
they adopted them all.
yeah, a couple of scenes are shot in I think Tanzania or Kenya. But apart from that, everything,
Okay.
the ranch and everything, their house, the lake in front of that,
When the
nothing.
film
On it.
started, now I started to get that Net Geo Serengeti National Park feeling.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that.
So what happened was after they married, Noel and Tippy, right? They went to a trip to Africa and they met one family, a real family who was living with like 30 lions and tigers. The first thought that came into Noel's mind was, I've got to make a film about this. So then they contacted some animal trainers who sort of coaxed them into believing that they have to first, rear those lions from right from birth almost back. I mean, from the time they're cubs. So they came back to LA, got some like 30, 40 cubs and started living with them. And they started becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. The entire family used to live with those. And then in LA, some of the neighbors called animal control. Animal control came and said, you can't, of course, it's illegal. You can't keep them here. So that's when they bought that ranch just outside of LA and they shifted them there. And then the filming started. And to finance it and everything, they sold their house, moved into caravans outside of the ranch, and then started shooting. It's crazy. Just the
Okay,
devotion to this crazy idea. My God.
is that why the film took 11 years to be made?
So many things. That's one reason. Funding was one reason. The crew members kept leaving. New people started coming in every day.
I
So many things
also,
happened.
yeah, I also saw that they were running out of money a lot, but
Yeah,
at one point there was a flood that destroyed most of the set,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they had
yeah,
to rebuild everything, which
yeah,
obviously there was a massive cost added because of that.
yeah. They
Yeah,
started.
and getting the lions back must have been a huge, a huge job. They really screwed the pooch on that.
By the
Yeah.
end of it, they had 150 lions and tigers in that estate.
Wasn't it 200?
I read that 150, and they started with a 4
Okay.
million budget, ended up being 17 million by the time they
Uh,
finished the shoot.
how did they get so many lions in the end? Just
I
multiplication
know.
within the herd?
Yeah, some were born, some they got it from outside, and
Uh,
it's not just lions. They got elephants, they got those Canadian something geese. So many types of animals. So veritable zoo out there.
How did they get the insurance for all this? Like I mean, were
There
there any
was no
insurance
insurance.
laws around productions,
I was just
or
going to say, it sounds like they're going to be like, what insurance?
like what
These are
is
not the
Hollywood
kind of
doing to
people
them?
who would look at insurance. Okay, these are just bonkers. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
how did that laugh track come into the discussion?
It's like
Who
I'm in
did
a
that?
sitcom.
Gaurav is doing it.
Yeah, I'm loving it. By the way, I didn't knew it.
How do you do the laugh track for
Okay,
the
you
song?
just go to that three pointers, like 3 point, and you just laugh or clap.
What nonsense is this? We've been using Jitsi for almost a year and never seen this.
Okay, I was just
Okay.
wondering this also.
oh,
Okay,
okay.
now we are overusing it.
Yeah, it's a stupid film, so we're having a stupid discussion.
Yeah, I have a okay. This is a bit of a segue, but I have a really like I have a theory around the ending of the film. Just because it was so jarring to see the wife and the kids just suddenly turn to be animal lovers after a freaking traumatic night of getting mauled at and all.
Yeah. They just wake up and they're like, oh wow, lions are cute today.
I was
Yeah,
the
hoping
the
I was
daughter
hoping
says
for
I
that
them to realize
if they
long ago.
yeah,
Like, weren't they
yeah
surprised they haven't ate us yet?
that's what they realize after waking up, right? The daughter
Right,
says that
right.
if they wanted to get us, they would have got us in our sleep. So they're not really dangerous. They're very cute animals. Okay, let's all live together happily.
yeah. I think you know what I think. What really must have happened was they probably didn't last the night, and the rest of the movie is told from the father's perspective because he is just that crazy that he would refuse to believe that the lions are capable of doing any harm unless they're provoked.
And
So
he's the one who got bit in his leg.
Yeah, he
yeah,
got
but
gangrene.
he just shrugs it off, right? He's like low-key chilling in his undies and around these people, like
Not just
just
chilling, he gives them an ultimatum saying that if you're my friend, you're not gonna say anything.
yeah. Like I mean, if you watch it with that, with that in mind, I think the film would be a lot a lot more enjoyable or dark
Right.
or whatever.
There were scenes like I literally laughed.
Oh,
Okay, okay.
we
You
were
guys,
laughing for the whole film last night. I don't
We
think
were
anybody
supposed
was.
to.
No one was taking
I
it seriously.
I was
I
laughing for
actually
that
opened
crazy
my
scene
brother to
where
watch the
this
film
one
with
of the
me.
son goes into the barren, okay, and the lions are sipping water.
Yeah.
He just puts up his head
None
above.
of
You
the
know how they
jokes
shot that.
also.
There's a story around that.
Yeah,
How they
yeah,
shot
please
that
tell.
because you can't really make lions drink water on cue, right? These are not your dogs or something, dogs or cats. So what happened was they fed them salted meat to make them thirsty.
Crazy.
It's
Okay, I
crazy.
literally felt emotional in the film. Like you remember the lead character, right? One who stays with the family, right? Lion and bunch of other cats family, right? So when he comes into the apartment, Lions comes and hugs him, right? Like not just one or two or three, like there are large in numbers. But I'm guessing from the lion's perspective, they're not having the idea this man is weaker. I mean, as compared to lion, if you see, they're kind of harming him too while hugging or while making love, kind of thing.
It's a
Hello.
toxic relationship, lions and humans.
Yeah, I kind of felt that.
Yeah, he literally says, not now. I have to go stop your uncles from fighting," something like that. When all the lions are trying to hug him.
That's the craziest scene of them all when he breaks up the fight. Oh my god.
Yeah, I joked last night that that's him actually directing the film by stopping all the attacks.
I mean, it won't be too different. I can imagine it being the case.
I mean,
Uh,
the one scene where Tippy pulls the lion's tail when it's completely smothering the young girl. That I don't know whether that was real or acting. That
Everything
was
is real
really
here.
scary.
Everything's
That had to be just so real. Like that's her own daughter there. It's like
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
lioness was
by the way,
doing yoga.
what's with that sad lion sitting in the corner of the apartment?
Sad
Okay.
lion. I don't remember a
You guys
sad
don't
lion.
No,
remember?
the
Toga,
no,
Toga.
kid, the son.
In the start, he
Oh,
the
the
says,
son.
baby
Yeah.
lion, Gary.
"Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah."
baby lion. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Gary,
He's
son
just
of
sitting. He's just
son
there.
of
You
Robbie.
know. Yeah. Someone to do all at. Like this.
His nose are
Someone to
so
feel.
cute.
Yeah.
Big long nose.
I also like the theory where he comes up. It's almost in the ending climax, where two of the hunters are killed by the tigers or lions, right? Togar probably, as I remember. So he tells Kill, it's not ruin this reunion by informing my family that something tragic has happened. Hello,
Yeah. Yeah.
could you guys relate to in the end?
I mean, I thought they were all just the lions were all just third wheeling the family in each shot. I
Oh, we
like
had
it's
a
so
third wheel
I'm
joke
very
today
afraid.
in the afternoon show. There's a shot with Tippy and Noel and a lion, and I wrote third wheel, and I said Tippy, not the lion. So
Yeah.
and
At the end, they were sleeping with the lions, anyways.
yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
on the bed and all.
So
That's
someone
how they
mentioned,
prepared
Some
for the film actually in their LA
Yeah,
house. There are photos of that.
yeah, there was I saw a crazy article. They were living with a lion in the
Yeah.
home with their kids around and all.
Yeah.
yeah. This makes Tiger King look like a just like a small just bacha compared to
Tiger King was a masala gossip show. I,
yeah.
I, yeah, I don't know. I got baited into watching that. I regret it.
I haven't seen that. That is also a real, true events,
Yeah,
incidents
but
in the
it's
thing.
not worth watching, man. It's all masala gossip. It's
Season two
not
is
that
out.
interesting.
Like yeah, season two is out now.
Oh, there
Apparently,
is
it's like
season two
very
also.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Just
How can there be
it's more
season
of
two?
a
He's
money
in
grab
jail,
thing.
right?
I think it's like a money grab thing. They just wanted to
Okay.
It's a cash
like
cow. They'll keep
Netflix does this
milking
all
it.
the time with shows now. They'll just greenlight two more seasons and then cancel it for good.
I had a theory last night that whenever the director sings, that's when the lion attacks start. I think it kind of lines up with the film also.
Yeah, I think the editor just placed it in that. It must have been him chilling. Like, this must be him before the production started, and where he was just taking it slow. And maybe because they wanted a dip, like a low point before the high point with the lines and all.
Someone in the chat was saying his singing is more painful than the lion attacks.
And the use of music in the film, right? It's just so incongruent. What's happening on screen and what you're hearing. It's all
Yeah, it's
playful,
all
Yeah,
silly
bouncy
music.
music. Yeah, it's all
it's
slapstick
a
kind of music.
yeah, it's a
You guys
fever
didn't
dream.
like you guys didn't like the music or what?
Oh no, I loved it.
I love.
I
There
loved
were
it.
only two musics, no? I mean, the
Yeah.
starting and the ending.
Was there any background music during the actual, during
No,
the?
no, I don't really think so.
I didn't notice because
Oh, there is a lot of
It
background
was, it
music.
was.
That's what
There's a
me and
lot of
Varuna
it.
were talking about.
Yeah,
Lot of.
lot of it.
no,
Yeah.
no, I meant
Yeah.
like the brooding music or the action music kind,
No, it's all.
during
That's
all
what
the action.
it's always like
Some
silly,
whimsical
happy music.
tune, yeah.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Now I remember. Yeah,
A very family
yeah,
comedy like kind of vibe.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a
This
silent slapstick kind of vibe.
very Scooby Doo vibes with the dresses and everything. Like the family was just like they could fit in one of those Scooby Doo movies, and I wouldn't even be able to tell the difference.
I mean, the scenes where they were all running around the house, if that was animated, that's like straight out of a Scooby Doo episode.
Yeah, yeah. And one more thing, the scene with the family in the boat before the like just when they reached just when they reached Africa, that itself had me laughing because of the whole this how because of how they spoke about the father and how they were like low key blaming the mother for leaving him.
Oh, in the
Like
bus, you
that
mean?
in the bus, yeah.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
the was it
That's
the
the
bus
only.
or a boat?
Yeah, that's the only backstory we get, right?
Right,
Rest of
Yeah,
right,
it
right,
is left
right.
to our imagination. You think whatever you want.
Actually, it's kind of like see the divorcee or something.
Yeah, they
yeah.
were having some kind of marital troubles, so he kind of
that is
left
the
for Africa.
closest thing to a story
Yeah.
that this film ever approaches. The rest of the film is just there's a lion and you're running away from it. That's it.
I mean, it's not just
There's
that,
no.
just the way it's brought up. The daughter's like baiting the mom to get back with him and talking all about, restraint and denial. And
Yeah,
it
the
was just so
beauty of
badly written.
restraint and denial.
And then she gets her face mauled later. Like,
And when they enter the
uh,
house, right, the family enters the house. It's like almost the animals are playing a prank on them. It
yeah,
seems so
yeah,
quiet and everything. Then
yeah.
suddenly
It
change
kind of seems
comes.
like an ideal place to live. They kind of felt that.
Yeah. After that, it becomes a home invasion film, right? Literally.
Yeah. The dad never faces any consequences from his family for
Yeah.
putting them through that. Like that's the worst. That's
Very
the weird part.
conveniently he just reappears after everything is over, right? Like what's the opposite
Yeah,
of in the nick of time? Just the opposite of
typical
in the
dad
nick.
behavior.
Correct. Opposite of Nick of Time.
So, like, did he not tell them that he was like living with like 50 lions?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Like, it's a full surprise to them. Like, oh, he's just here with 50 lions. Totally normal, dad.
Well, they know
They
about
must
his
have
research.
misunderstood. Nah. They must have misunderstood that he's taking care of 50 lambs, right? They must have misunderstood that he's actually living with them. Might have not occurred to them, and he might also have forgotten to inform them.
Yeah. Either ways, the both scenarios seem very ludicrous and unbelievable. Which is why I feel like the last 20-30 minutes should have been a dream. It should have been a dream in one of the characters because there's no way that ending would have happened. Even considering
I mean,
the world this
if you
movie
see,
takes place in.
if you see that black guy was also like telling, na, they are licking your their bones clean and they're eating their flesh and all those things. He was
Yeah,
putting him
yeah,
like that. Like that was
yeah,
seriously a huge fuck up on his side.
I just
That
want to say,
they have actually
all
informed them.
the African actors in the film are the only ones speaking sense.
yeah.
Like they know
Mativo,
that this is
Mativo.
bizarre. Mativo and the bus, like the guy who gets them on the bus and all that,
Leonard.
and the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're the only ones who are saying like.
Yeah.
Mativo, I think, was one of the only people who left the set unscathed from like any scratches. Because in real life,
Wow.
he too was like, I don't fuck with these things. Like, I'll do
He
my
was being
scenes.
cautious in every
Yeah.
scene. So
But in
Yeah.
real life too, he was like, I'm gonna stay far away until I need to be here.
yeah, that's what I said. In this film,
There's-
Mativo was not
there's-
acting.
Yeah, there's this very short outtakes making of kind of video on YouTube, 10 minutes or 6 minutes, I think. There
Okay.
also all the people involved. I mean, not all the people, most of the people, main people involved in the film. They talk about the film, how the shoot happened, and all that. And even in that video, Medivo is the most sensible guy.
Yeah, I imagine Noel and Tippy would have been talking about some, savory animals sort of a thing.
Yeah,
Like
They
actually, if you
did,
notice
right?
the end,
The whole end, like the whole premise of the film is that don't kill lions.
yeah.
yeah,
Killing
And
lions
yeah,
is bad.
they give you a very big lesson at the end credits, right? That
No, he
you
does it in the
yeah.
beginning
There's a
also.
whole ending crawl. Like there's a whole bit at the
huh.
ending,
Yeah,
ending,
yeah, yeah.
ending where they talk
It's
about this.
very in your face. They go protest in
Yeah,
front of leather stores and all the ivory stores and all that.
yeah, yeah. Don't pirate this movie also. Like under that. It's very.
And you guys remember the meeting at the on the boats in the
Hmm.
beginning?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
he gets on the soapbox and he goes on about, oh, you guys are taking away their forest cover, and because of that, tigers have nowhere to go and they end up dying.
Mm.
So even before the action begins, he's already on the soapbox, uh, making
I
a
like.
statement about lions and all that.
I like how half the movie is a white man schooling an African dude on how to take care of
Yeah,
animals and
it's
their natural habitats and all that. Like
And
it's
the
so
African dude
bizarre.
is like, "Get me away from this film, please."
He had a feeling they're gonna eat me anyway,
yeah.
anytime.
It can easily be interpreted as that, right? Like
You
the
guys are referring to the same
arrogance,
guy, na?
the
The lion snatched his jacket, right?
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
jacket, man. We had a good time laughing about the jacket yesterday.
yeah,
I kind
that's
of
his
felt that
most prized
annoying.
possession.
Like it went to that annoying stage. They were taking like several times.
yeah. But I mean, but his the end the his his getup in the ending is also like pretty cool. So I guess it must have been justified. The new clothes at the end, where he's like holding the cheetah and everything. Yeah.
I don't know. You were saying something, I think.
Just that point that all through the film, the white guy keeps on lecturing the Africans about how to treat animals and all that. So that's another way to interpret the film, right? The folly of white men.
Yeah, since we are a film society, is there some unintended meaning that
I
we can pick out of
Yeah,
this?
this movie is about colonizer guilt.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
White
my.
man's burden.
I think that's one way to put it. Colonizer guilt, and also American modern families where the father does no work and gets all the credit.
Because they are a Hollywood family, right? Like
Real life Hollywood
they're all in
family.
the entertainment
Yeah,
business.
yeah,
Uh, for them to make a preachy Save the Lions film is very out of character. It's not like they were Jane Goodall and were working in conservation all their life and they wanted to make a film.
yeah. The whole thing was built in
I
arrogance, right?
think
It was just a social
Tippy
experiment, if anything. Raising lions alone in freaking California of all places. uh, in a suburb, I assume, because I don't know if there's a
It's a ranch, yeah,
open
just
space
outside.
to.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's so ludicrous, and it's
But
the only thing I can expect from America,
is
I
it
suppose.
is it even possible for lions to reside in an apartment, like living calmly, residing, sleeping, taking
It's
nap?
very.
Absolutely not.
They
It's
were
I
not
doing
mean,
that,
possible
there
right?
for a
are.
dog to live in an apartment.
They had a separate room for sleeping.
Arab countries do this where the rich have like they tend to have a pet tiger or a pet lion
Yeah,
in
but
their
you know
houses.
how?
They have whole mansions for
Yeah,
those.
No. It's actually much
it,
worse. They
it's worse.
declaw
It's
these
worse.
animals and they take out their uh, teeth. Like what's the sharpest teeth called?
The
Incisors.
canines.
Canine,
Canine.
canine.
Canines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they take out those.
So
I'm
I
guessing
like.
Tippy wouldn't be
Hmm,
against that.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
Suddenly now I want to see that movie, The Tiger King, right? That's the one, no?
yeah.
no,
The
man, it's not
miniseries,
worth
I think.
watching. It's a masala documentary, like basically gossip for 2, 3 hours. That's it.
I think
But
you'd. I think you'd watch. I mean, maybe the Grizzly Man would be a good. I mean, but it's again
Grizzly Man, yeah, Grizzly Man is kind of crazy. You're
Yes,
right.
yes,
it's
yes,
crazy,
yes.
but it's also
Yeah,
like a bit more
this is
tragic. I feel like this
yeah.
one you can still like laugh without guilt. You can laugh at it without guilt. That one it gets a bit more like you feel for the character. I mean, you feel for the person, the subject more.
Mm,
Here there was. I mean, I didn't feel guilty about laughing at the what was happening on screen, despite knowing that these are all real and the characters, like the actors are actually reacting to what's happening. So
One thing I really like about this film is that they're very proud of the fact that none of the animals were harmed.
yeah,
And
proudly stated at the beginning.
yeah,
yeah,
that I think makes the film more enjoyable because you know that the lions were not punished to perform these scenes, and
yeah. The
this
guilt,
was a
like
key
you're
criteria
immediately
for me.
released from the guilt. Yeah,
Sorry, what?
you're immediately released from the guilt, of
Hmm.
watching it. Like that
Mhm.
whole.
And nobody
Yeah.
was killed. Also, that was also a nice thing to see. But this was a key criteria that we were looking at for during curation, that we should not pick films that simply have animals in it, but we should have films where the filmmaker looks at the animals with kindness. That was
Hmm.
somewhat of a key criteria because otherwise there's so many animal films, but most of those films the animals are either not well taken care of or abused while training to perform certain acts. So yeah, I was quite happy to see this. And yeah, the animals are untrained. I still can't digest that fact. 200 untrained
Okay,
lions.
I was just wondering, they had both lion and lioness also, no?
They had
Uh,
every type of cat, right? They had
Every,
jaguar, panther,
yeah, I
cheetah,
got all
I
everything.
mean,
species of
considering
cats.
the
Yeah.
number of cubs we saw in the film, I'm sure it would have been the case. Like,
Yeah, like before every act he like gives birth to some cubs and then goes
yeah,
on to do action scene
top
again.
top kino. Like, it's like symbolism and all.
This would actually be a very good double bill, right? This film and Grizzly Bear. One where
But
things end
grizzly is a
badly.
little serious now.
Yeah, yeah, that's why. I mean, the dialectic between it, one serious, one completely ludicrous, and one ends badly. One, the odds were stacked against it to end badly, but it doesn't.
This movie, and the Eddie Murphy Doolittle movies, I suppose.
Okay, I was
Like,
just wondering what David Attenborough has to say about Road. Has anybody come across such videos in YouTube or something like that?
I don't think he has seen it.
Who
No,
are
I,
you
I
talking about?
I think I'll make an edit or something. Just have David Attenborough's narration over a scene. That will do the trick. Oh man, another scene that got me. The scene where Noel and Mativa are driving with two tigers chilling in the back.
yeah, in the Jeep, na?
Yeah, and
Yeah, the tigers look like they were having fun, no? That was kind of cute.
they look so regal. That's so perfect for the music video or something. You could just put a track on top and just
Yes, someone
let it
commented Q Ye Dosti from Sholay.
be. Yeah, yeah. So so you could do so much with this movie. I think I'll make an edit or something. It's so fun. I mean, with the visual, it's so jarring.
It is
The visuals
unintentional.
of
I
it.
mean, yeah, we were all riffing on the film and making fun of it, but even if I think the chat was not there, it's still unintentionally funny in so many ways, right?
Yeah,
I still feel it really needs that attention from the audience in the pop culture and everything.
yeah. I can see myself watching this again. I think I'll just say if I have if I have friends over or something, I could totally put this on late night. Like it's quite a piece of art. All things
But I'm really
considered.
glad this sync play thing all worked out because like watching this with the community is a different experience than watching it by yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
Do you guys notice how the dialogues are like literally almost inaudible in most places?
yeah.
That's because the
I,
boom operator was too scared to go near.
I figured. I was instinctively looking for subtitles when I
Yeah,
when it happened.
thankfully I also turned on my subtitles.
but the
Yeah,
extended version does not have subtitles.
yeah. That's why I paused it at that time. Like I accidentally paused the film for everyone. because I was searching for the subtitles then.
So Jeff owes us a beer for pausing the film
How?
last night.
No, I mean, no, I enjoyed it. This I got used to it despite it, but I think I could see the reactions up on screen, so it didn't matter in the end.
There's nothing worth paying attention to going on in
Yeah,
the scene. The entire focus is on the animals.
yeah.
And there's so many scenes where, these actors are acting all shocked and running away and scared, but the animals just look puzzled.
I really like those scenes where the actors like saves their ass off and comes, okay, and there's another cat waiting for him.
Yeah, yeah. The son in the yellow t-shirt. He goes up the stairs and he opens it only to find like three tigers just poking in through the door
Yeah,
at
and they
him.
look so cute and curious over there. They don't look
Yeah.
scary. But this guy is
I
overacting.
Okay, but I really like
I
this
want to
unsaid rule
ask.
which goes throughout the film, make you no running. If you run, they're gonna snatch you and hit you out.
I
Yeah.
want to ask, like, is there any information on whether the animals were drugged or something? Cause or were they just extremely well fed? Cause they're like kind
No,
of
no, they
lazy
did a
animals.
perfect acting. They can't be doing those while on drugs. I don't think so. Animals were
I mean,
perfect.
I don't know. Like I didn't find anything of that sort uh on the internet.
But
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 Noel
speaking of,
looked like he was on something. I don't know what.
But that's a good theory if you want to create a controversy.
yeah, I mean they were in California after all in the 80s.
70s, yeah.
Late 70s,
That
80s.
that whole family
Yeah,
had to have
the,
been on
the
something.
era of LSD and all those, yes.
Yeah. Peak American cinema. This movie must have come out next to Back in the Future or something, right? In that time.
yeah, Noel must have been on some good shit. But speaking of the acting by the animals, there's a scene where they get hunted by these evil German hunters, right? And the death scene is like so well acted by these lions.
To
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That did get me. That did make me question the validity of that claim. Uh, and yeah, it was so like I was disturbed, if anything, to see that.
Like the
Three
faces
direct
shivering
shots.
and looking with
Yeah.
sadness and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did a really nice job. I thought I mean I have no idea. I'm just thinking out loud that they were probably tranquilized, and it's the few minutes between getting tranked and falling asleep that they captured
Hmm.
with a little bit of Hollywood blood.
I suppose so. And
And is it also possible, na? Like how they train the dogs to, act dead? Maybe they might have trained because I heard someone mentioning that they had this cats since they were like cubs, right? So it is possible that they
But
might
they're
have
proud
trained.
of the fact that the animals are not trained.
Yeah, the movie
I,
begins with that, na?
there must be some Hollywood marketing involved there, like uh,
Are trained?
in terms
Trained
of the
can
claim.
also mean this thing, na? See, when they say they are not trained, they might be like saying that, like how the circus people train the animals with cruelty and
Yeah.
yeah, carrots and sticks, not trained in that way. It could also mean that thing, na?
Yeah, yeah. It is in the realm of possibility, right? I mean, it is like I don't know much about animal
Yeah,
training in
maybe
general.
they just count like playing dead as like, oh, it's just a trick. It's
Yeah,
not training.
yeah. Yeah, I suppose if we find some link to corroborate this, we'll add it in the description. Or suppose maybe I don't know. It doesn't have to be a opinion thing,
But
but
Aruna mentioned that interesting anecdote about salted meat and getting them to drink, uh,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
that's not training. That's more of a way to encourage them to,
Slight nudging, slight
yeah,
manipulation.
yeah, and encourage them to do something, give them incentive to do something. So maybe like they found a way to make them act like they're falling asleep or something. I don't know. Or it could be just tranquilizer. Who knows?
Yeah.
I couldn't
Also,
find anything about that scene.
yeah, I've never seen an elephant run on screen, and that was scary to watch.
And these are
Uh,
the angriest elephants I've ever seen. I've never seen angry
yeah,
elephants.
On the scene with the motorcycle and the elephants, is probably scarier than like when the lions are attacking, because they if they crush him, that he's done for.
Yeah.
My favorite elephant scene was the boat, smashing of the boat.
Yeah.
So much pent up anger to, on beating
Yeah.
up that boat. It was hilarious.
This it's also interesting because usually, right? I mean, in fiction or like in general, right? Elephants are like the stoic opposites to lions, right? Lions and tigers are usually the angry, brooding, you know, predatory creatures when they're shown on screen. You know, be it your Jungle Book or other stories. But here, the elephants are the real angry ones, and the elephants are the calm, chill, bass tone ones. And that, I mean, whether it was intentional or not, it was interesting to watch. That you know, it was something new for me, and that was interesting. They did play. I mean, again, it must have been unintentional, but they did play with a lot of perceptions that one would have had about these creatures, which I found interesting.
And I loved how they managed to fit in a bike stunt.
Yeah,
You mean the chasing with the giraffe? I mean, not
No, no,
chasing, the race with the giraffe.
no,
The
no. That
starting
is at the
sequence.
beginning.
Yeah, beginning, right,
Talking
right.
about the one where Noel's son does it.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I also kind of felt that Jurassic World sequence. He takes up that bike and goes off.
And how conveniently ramps are all very nicely
Huh.
placed inside the house. He
Okay,
goes from ground floor to first floor.
I had my the Lion King thing in here because there's this two lion, na? Togar and the other thing. Kind of made me felt like the Simba and Mufasa kind of.
yeah.
Scar and Mufasa, not Simba. Simba is the baby, which is Gary
Simba is
in
the
this film.
father, right? Yeah.
Simba is
I mean,
the
the,
son.
the two brothers. What's the name?
Scar and
Simba,
Mufasa.
Scar and
Scar.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if Steven Spielberg saw this movie before making Jurassic Park because it definitely has the roar.
Elements.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, it does.
I
Especially
mean,
with the kitchen
when
scene
did
and all.
when did Jaws come out? What year?
77.
Oh, the same year as Star Wars.
Oh,
Oh,
77 or 78. I may be wrong.
oh, okay. Then 70. Okay, so that's just what 4 or 5 years. I mean, if this movie came out in that time, I'm sure it would have gotten a bigger like
Jaws
following.
is
Like it wouldn't have been this
75.
obscure, right? 'Cause,
Wait, Jaws is 75, so it's pre Star
Yeah,
Wars?
it's before Star Wars. It's the
Oh,
first
really? Okay.
blockbuster, right?
Oh, right, right. You're right. Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, I would place this against. I mean, sure, the bare bones story aside, I mean, the making of the film is actually quite decent. Like, I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, we are watching the 2015 cut, right? Whatever this is, the current version of it.
Yeah, this one is like slightly extended. This was supposed to be the theatrical cut until all the financiers backed out, saying that we can't show a film like this in cinemas. We have to make it family friendly, PG-13. So that's when they ended up chopping off a lot of the violent scenes. A lot
I
of
think to
singing
really
blood.
understand the depth of this film, we really need like 21-hour long shots. I mean, the extended cut. They must have shot it for like probably 5 6 years, right?
Hmm. I
No,
don't
they
know. Like,
shot for that long because people kept getting injured and they needed time to recover before coming back to the shoot. It's not like the production was shooting every day for 5 years. That is simply not possible.
Yeah, there was like a 3 year gap where Noel was like he had gangrene from all the lion bites, so he just
Oh my
couldn't
god.
act. Yeah.
okay, that's just wow. But yeah, like talk about dedication.
Yeah,
uh,
it's one of those things, right? Like it it baffles you how much effort the filmmakers are willing to go through to show you a good time in the cinema.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
I had this feeling when I saw Jurassic Park for the first time, like, my god, like they went through so much just to give us a 1.5 hour movie or 2 hour movie. So I kind of thought about that while watching this film as well.
Okay, are we not going to have Home Alone for the screening in December?
What?
I mean,
Why Home Alone?
that. Okay, you could pick other Christmas films. Maybe The
Oh,
Elf or something else.
the theme for December is food and cuisine.
I just forgot that I am the one who sits Chef and some other ones.
How many film clubs are you in?
You told me something?
No, I is it some other film club that you're confusing the?
No, not really, not really.
Oh,
I'm a new member to this now, so I
okay.
just got.
I thought you're in multiple film clubs and you mixed up
Ah,
the themes.
no, not really.
Have you guys seen Fitzcarraldo, Herzog's film?
Yeah.
I
What?
haven't. Yeah.
Which film? Which film?
I've seen Aguirre, Wrath of God, not
Yeah,
Fitzcarraldo.
Fitzcarraldo. I mean, similar madness. One can draw parallels with this film, and the madness of one man, the vision of one man that I'll do something like this, whatever it takes.
I feel this itself could be a theme, like for a month, madness,
Yeah.
something
Yep.
like that.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
I
Madness
don't
of
know.
I was
Apocalypse Now will fit into that category. Fitzcarraldo will come. This one obviously will come.
just thinking like the story beyond the movie itself is just insane, but the story beyond the movie is just as insane of like how much
Yep.
they put on the line. I read that they sold 4 homes to keep the production going,
Yep. Yep.
and then afterward they started like a sanctuary that Tippy basically was working to make enough money to keep the sanctuary open afterward.
Hmm.
Isn't
Oh,
that amazing dedication towards like one film? It's a lifelong
yeah.
commitment,
It's
isn't it?
their whole life is this now.
Yeah.
This one deserves a making of documentary, like you know, Heart of Darkness or Burden of Dreams. Burden
Yeah.
of Dreams is
I
a
think there
documentary for
is
But
already a
Fitzcarraldo.
is the
documentary of
family
it.
willing to revisit this?
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of their.
Noel
That
is
short,
not
that
live
show,
anymore.
yeah, that short video I saw on YouTube, they were pretty chill about it. Yeah, we know it was crazy and all that, but they were pretty chill.
I,
There's no trauma as such.
it'll be interesting to view how the daughter and the sons feel about this now. Like that's one perspective. If it were made into a documentary, like if there is going to be a documentary, that'd be one interesting perspective to see. Because how young were they? 19, I suppose, when they were shooting this.
Yeah,
Uh,
somewhere around that, very young.
yeah, that would be interesting. Oh yeah, and yeah, like about also Heart of Darkness. Since you brought up, I was thinking of that through while watching this yesterday.
Hmm.
Also an amazing documentary. If
Yeah.
uh,
So
uh,
Fitzcarraldo, the film I was talking about, that also has a making of documentary. That's why Les Plank is a very famous documentary maker. It's called Burden of Dreams. So literally the burden of Herzog's dreams.
nice. I'll definitely check those two out.
Arun,
Yeah,
what's the YouTube link you shared?
This is that making of small little video.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
whether it's a part taken out from something or not, but this is the only thing I could find on YouTube.
Okay. Maybe share that in the main group as well, so people who couldn't come to the discussion, they'll also get a chance to watch it. And Kaivan, yeah, you as well. Like, if you share the link in the main group, I think others can also see it.
Yeah, I will sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the link to the documentary. I think there is already a documentary for the making. I'm not sure if it was made by the family themselves or by some other person. So I just remember opening the link, but I didn't actually open through it.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's
It's a
why I
TV
shared it
movie.
over here.
Hmm. I'll have to look for this.
Okay, could someone tell me while looking for this film? I got this popular picture where this girl jumps off the roof. I mean, of the swimming pool in the swimming pool, and this is lion attacking the lake.
mm, what?
Is
Sorry.
it possible that I could share it? Okay, it's possible now.
In the chat, we have a chat on the bottom.
Like if I need to share an image or something.
Yeah, you can just put the link in the chat, and then people can see it.
In the meanwhile, this kind of reminded me. I don't know if y'all have heard the story of the lady who lived with a dolphin in her house. Like
What?
they literally flooded the house with water, and it's just constantly there. It was like a whole research thing, And then like because the dolphin only interacted with her most of the time, the dolphin ended up falling in love. And dolphins are fucking crazy. But
Okay.
What the hell is
Wow.
this? Is there a film about this, or is it like
I don't know
a?
if there's a film, but I just there's like a whole bunch of articles and photos of these two together.
Wow. White people, man. This is crazy. You'd only hear these kind of stories in, like, in the US, I suppose. I mean, not to draw a stereotype or anything, but wow.
So
Yeah, you
Gaurav has
can.
shared a link. I'll try to screen share it so YouTube people can also see it.
Yeah.
That's the image you were talking about, right?
Yep.
Uh, okay, what
British,
about this image?
you guys haven't come across this image while searching for roar or something like that in the internet?
Oh
Mm,
yeah, I actually saw this article. This is them in their house
But
in LA,
okay,
and
but
this is what I was talking about. They kept a line in their house for a couple of months in order to prepare for the thing. Hello?
interesting. Wow.
Hello?
Yes,
I
hello, hi.
I'm having some Jitsi is kind of crashing for me. Is everything fine?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I was
feeling
just
well.
sharing the screen. Maybe that was creating
Yeah, yeah.
issues.
I'll
But
try to get that article again. It's just a image. What do you call it?
yeah,
Biography type thing.
I'll drop the link to the image in the chat so you can pick it up from there. So yeah, I think we're running out of steam for about the film. Is there anything else that we need to talk about regarding the film that comes to mind regarding
Um.
acting or stunts or the animals or the director? He's only made one film in his entire life. The-
Yeah,
No,
at
I
least I
think this is
wouldn't imagine anyone attempting another.
working with him.
Enough,
Yeah.
enough for a lifetime.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was talking about this to someone recently that Francis Ford Coppola's output after Apocalypse
Apocalypse
Now
Now.
has been
Yeah.
so poor, but then I can't blame him. He put so much of his life's energy into his early work. So,
I.
like,
Uh, Yeah, I have a deep respect for him for somehow coming up with Apocalypse Now, despite the working conditions, or I mean, all the ethical, things you could put against him for with that production. But yeah, I would highly recommend watching Apocalypse Now, especially if you're an aspiring filmmaker, or if anyone like. I
Oh
mean,
man, it's a
it
pretty
also
long
acts
film.
as inspiration point in that sense. Uh, I mean,
it's a
it's
film
crazy
history
how
classic, right?
yeah
So,
yeah but
everyone should watch it at some point.
It definitely is.
yeah.
But you know what? When I watched that film, no, I didn't had any much idea about it. I just knew Brando, okay? So I was hoping to see him, okay? And like 2 hours has passed. I'm like, when is Brando gonna come? And I knew like that work was pretty appreciable. And he finally comes up in the last, like probably last 20 minutes or something. But that was like really amazing.
Man, Brando's. I mean, the stories. Yeah, you like. So there's a book called. I forgot. It's called Raging. Easy Rider, Raging Bull. So I mean, it sort of captures what it was like in American cinema in the 70s and early 80s. So, in among those stories, you have stories about Martin Scorsese and the production of Taxi Driver, uh, Francis Ford Coppola's stint with the Godfather films. Uh, then I think there was also a chapter on Jaws. So it also has similar stories of a creator moving against the established Hollywood system to create their own, like to you know uh, do their own thing, and also be of questionable character and also a nuisance to the people around them.
Yes.
So there's it's somewhat in the same vein. It doesn't have animals or creatures or anything. I mean, it doesn't have lions involved, which brings it up a tone down. But yeah, like if you're looking to read more stories about it, I would recommend this book.
Do you guys remember the scene where Brando is reading one of the poems?
No, it's been a while since I watched it, but yeah, go on.
No, it's just a poem that is a popular poem kind of, and he just does the narration thing. So it kind of pretty suits in that scene and everything.
Yeah, dude, Dennis Hopper in that film was something to watch.
Before before we
Very unique.
move on to other topics,
Yeah.
if there's anything else about Roar we need to discuss, or should I end the stream?
The soundtrack.
I had I
I
had a
literally need access to soundtrack. How can you find it? Spotify, Shazam, wherever.
Oh, okay. You mean the
Yeah,
songs or the music?
the church music, the I mean the songs, I suppose.
Or the gospel style?
Yeah, the gospel style
Chilean
stuff.
army.
Yeah, I could just pump it up in the morning before heading off to work or something. Just
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
So one last thing is one ironical um element about the film is by the end of it it becomes a very nice family sort of a film, family reunion kind of a thing, right?
Hmm.
And in 1982, Noel and Tippy separated. They got divorced.
Oh right, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't blame her.
Yeah.
They knew it already, like kind of. They showed it in the film.
No, she just figured out she was the third wheel, so she left.
Yeah, no more no beauty in self restraint and denial.
Yeah.
I had a question maybe before we wrap up.
Mhm.
Kind of going back to the question of like Lion King and all the live action remakes from Disney, and just don't cut it anymore. What what if they were crazy enough to use live animals to do something like this? Would people go watch it? Like, would it be worth watching then?
It would draw in views. I don't think. I mean, uh, I think it will. I think it will rile up a controversy, and I think it will be very heated on Twitter. It'll be fun to watch Twitter handle this now.
It won't be allowed in this day and age. It won't be allowed. There are too many laws and restrictions now.
Yeah, but
I
hypothetically,
mean,
if
it
it
is
were to
Disney.
happen,
I
it
feel
would
like if
be
anyone could do it, Disney could do it.
Yeah, probably bribe a
like
few senators.
no, maybe Nolan could do it. Like he with his absolute no CGI thing going. If you were to pick on a creature feature,
I wanted to
hypothetically.
say something about this because it's not a question of visual effects versus real animals,
Oh no,
but
it's not that. I
rather
mean, no. Yeah. It's just a
no, but
so
rather how you construct the scenes around
yeah,
what do you call the construct the scenes to create tension.
yeah,
So that's the key part. And of course, like when you have live animals on set, there's some things you can or cannot do, and that informs the visceral experience of the film, like someone pointed out earlier. But
yeah,
yeah, so Jurassic Park didn't have real dinosaurs, but it's nail biting to the end. So it's a matter of storytelling, and I don't know what it is about modern films that either the writers are not serious or the filmmakers are not serious, or if there's too much intrusion from the studio executives, they don't feel like uh, a full film.
yeah,
They just feel like a commercial for the next film. So it kind of feels like you watched a 90-minute episode. Glossy production with no heart. Yeah, yeah. Not even glossy. I mean, they're expensive, but they don't look so good
yeah.
because the VFX are not so nice.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I think
also. Oh, sorry.
no. You
I
started. You go.
Okay, I also think it's a lighting thing because since most productions are shot using digital these days, I mean most, not most, if not all, they also have this weird grayish tint on everything, gray yellow tint on everything, and also very shallow lighting, and like very shallow depth of field in most shots. Because a lot of these old movies, they used to have very thick, very hard shadows. The shots used to be more dramatically constructed, and that sold the effect, the visual effect, or the. I mean, that helped with the VFX too, right? Because you would have to use the same,
Correct.
uh, like
You
the
need
same lighting
shadows to
on your
hide
model.
things.
Yeah, and like there are movies that still do this right. I think the new Kong movie, the Kong Skull Island movie, does this right, and the first Godzilla movie from
The first Godzilla
2014.
movie, I'll agree with you.
Yeah, like there are movies that there are filmmakers who do it right, but they are so far in between, and yeah, it's become very rare, and yeah, it just doesn't stick the landing anymore. I think even Tumba sort of did this right, even with whatever, even on the budget it was operating at. It did sell this very well, which I appreciated. So,
Yeah. Actually, Vivek, based on what you were saying, I was thinking like, even if the VFX isn't good, if the framing, if the story and the acting is good, you can still
that
sell it,
yeah.
right? I was thinking of Bong Joon-ho's The Host. Like the monster looks so like fake, but the acting really sells it, and you're like hoping they survive this thing by the end.
Oh yeah, yeah. The way Bong Joon Ho and filmmakers like Bong Joon Ho and David Fincher use VFX is it's unparalleled. I haven't seen any other filmmaker use it smartly like that. So I think that's also another example to bring up in this context. And the reason I brought up Nolan earlier is because of his famous, hesitance to use, like, it's like he has this aversion to using to go practical over VFX in all his productions, to a fault, I would feel, because in certain cases like in Dunkirk, the stakes weren't high. It didn't feel high enough because because of the crowd scenes and all. It's and the and certain things like that. So that is the context I wanted to add regarding that here.
Weren't there complaints about Dunkirk that you can see modern buildings in the background?
Yeah, modern buildings, and actually the real event had a lot more people. There were like almost 5 times the number of soldiers on the beach than was shown in the wide shots. So
Hmm.
it's basically a bit of just adding fake crowds, fake like fake crowds here and there on the wide shots. Uh, so like things like that. So it's he almost does it to a detriment in his films, and it sort of does bring down the quality of his films in recent times, because they become more about the spectacle rather than the film itself, the story itself.
And one more thing I really dislike about modern action set sequences, that every action scene or the peril of the action scene is saved for the last moment. Let's say someone is running away from a breaking bridge. Every
Hmm.
footstep will be, uh, the concrete crumbling. So
Yeah,
just because they can do it, they try to push it to the edge, and it doesn't feel real anymore.
yeah. Uh, so do you want to talk about this with the live off, or I mean, are we? I'm just confirming this. Are
Yeah,
we
yeah.
like?
So I think we can wrap up because we're not talking about roar anymore. But
Yeah,
um, yeah, since this movie is kind of silly and stupid, and this discussion was also not so serious, I
yeah.
want to test out this this audio reaction thing which Gaurav was doing. So it seems if everyone presses Alt C,
You guys
I mean,
didn't really knew that?
no, nobody used it till today.
I use it on my
Yeah,
phone,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
don't really. Yeah.
So everyone keep spamming Alt C, and I'm gonna
Okay,
end
okay,
the stream.
just a second before you guys wrap up.
Okay, keep going, keep going.
I,
I'm gonna
I
end the.
can't use all two. I can't use
Okay,
all two. I'm on
I
mobile.
can't keep going if you send those
No,
emojis.
everybody go. No, not just you. Everybody press Alt C on your, and I'll go and end the stream. And I'll be back.
Okay.
Let's make it a ritual every time we end it this way.